Hi friends, last class we studied about the binding energy curve, binding energy per nucleon versus mass number. Now today we are going to learn about discovery of neutrons, what are the properties of neutron, what are nuclear forces, and how we can study about alpha, beta and gamma radiations. So you can see in this diagram, in 1932 Chadwick performed the experiment in which there was a polonium. Polonium is a source of alpha particle. He bombarded it on the beryllium nucleus. So, and this polonium is covered by lead block because alpha particle will be absorbed by it, so it cannot go anywhere like this. And there is a vacuum, so it cannot ionize the gas which is inside. So alpha particle is released from this polonium, is bombarded on nucleus of beryllium. That gives the neutron, and once this neutron are released, when it came out, it didn't deflect by electric or magnetic field. Then he concluded that these are neutral. If it would have positive charge, it would have deflected by electric and magnetic field. Same way, if it would have negative also, it would have deflected. But they are not deflecting by electric or magnetic field. It means they are neutral. Then they are bombarded, this neutron are bombarded on hydrocarbon like paraffin slab. This was the experiment performed by Chadwick in 1932. Polonium, it is a source of radioactive material, alpha particle it will release that are bombarded on beryllium. Then out of this reaction, nuclear reactions, neutron came out. It was not deflected by electric or magnetic field, so he concluded that are neutral particles. Again they are bombarded on hydrocarbons like paraffin slab, paraffin wax. Then high energy proton will knocked out of it, and it was detected by proton detector. But the energy of this proton was not like that of gamma rays. So by using the law of conservation of energy and momentum, he concluded that when neutral particles are collided with hydrocarbons, protons are released, and he named this neutral particle as neutron because that time proton was already known. So he discovered a new particle, that is neutron. And the reaction, see, remember it, these are nuclear reactions. Nuclear reactions are much different than chemical reactions. Here only nucleus of atom takes part in it. Electrons will not take part. So 2He4 plus beryllium, 2He4 plus beryllium, it gives rise to this, gives to the neutron and carbon. You compare the chemical reactions by using number of atoms. Here you have to compare it by using Z and A. 2 plus 4, 6, 0 plus 6, 4 plus 9, 13, 12 plus 1, 13. So this is how we balance the nuclear reactions, right? This is a symbol of neutron because it does not carry any charge. This is 0 and it has one mass number. So Z0, 1. This is a symbol of neutron, 0 and 1. So what are the properties of neutron? We know it now. It is the one of the elementary particle inside the nucleus, except the hydrogen. Hydrogen has only one proton. Other than that, all have neutron in its nucleus. Neutron has no charge, it is neutral, it is not deflected by electric and magnetic field. Its mass is slightly more than proton. Mass of proton is 1.007 something, here it is 8 something. Then this is very important. Unless neutron is inside the nucleus, it is stable, but once it is outside, it will become unstable. And this is what we saw here. This is outside the nucleus, it becomes unstable, it reacts, it immediately converts into proton, that is 1H1 plus electron minus 1 E0. This is a new, it is called as antineutrino. ऐसे न्यू जैसा साइन और ऊपर बार, that is called antineutrino, plus Q, that is the energy. Again I repeat, neutron will convert into proton plus electron plus antineutrino and Q some amount of energy, because you know mass of the neutron is slightly higher than that of the proton. This antineutrino we will study later on. What are the properties of neutrino and antineutrino. As I told, right now we are studying the properties of neutron. They are neutral, so they do not interact with electrons. They are not deflected by electric and magnetic field. They are not repelled or attracted by nucleus. They induce radioactivity, and in heavier nuclei, number of proton is more than that of number of neutrons will be always greater. Say uranium 92 to 38. There are 92 protons, but 238 minus 92, 146 neutrons. So always in heavier element, number of neutrons will be greater than number of protons. Protons being positively charged repel by each other. So in order to maintain the stability of nucleus, there will be more number of neutrons in heavier nuclei. So see, what are nuclear forces? So we have learned in nature there are basically 4 type of forces, that are gravitational force, electrostatic force, nuclear, strong nuclear, weak nuclear. So what are these nuclear forces? So first is the force which, strong nuclear force I am talking about, the force by which all the nucleons are bounded inside the nucleus, that are called as nuclear forces. They are very, very strong and they are always attractive in nature. See, inside the nucleus there are proton and neutrons, but proton carry positive charge, and we know it, unlike charges repel. So there should be a repulsion between this proton, but here the nuclear force of attraction is greater than that of the repulsive electrostatic force between the proton, and that is the reason all the nucleons are binded inside the nucleus, and that is why it is the strongest force in nature. So I had given you the magnitude: F gravitational, F electrostatic, F nucleus. 1 is to 10 is to 36 is to 10 is to 38. So first, it is very strong, it is the strongest, and attractive forces are in nature. Very short range, it is applicable only to the femto, Fermi. We have learned many times, Fermi level 10 is to minus 15. Beyond that, this is very, very less. So these nuclear forces are very, very short range forces. This graph is VVVVIP. It is a graph of potential energy versus distance. There is a mistake little bit. This is a negative. It is not positive. Those who are using SL, do this correction. So you can see here this is 0. So from this part, the potential energy is negative, and this part the potential energy is positive, and this distance, it is known as R0. So there are 3 parts of the graph. When distance R is less than R0, R is greater than R0. So if R is less than R0, from here you can see the potential energy increases rapidly, right? So if the distance R decreases, potential energy increases, and this is positive potential energy, and that gives the repulsion. When R is greater than R0, you can see here potential energy gradually decreases, right? And this is negative potential energy, and it shows the attraction. And you can see nearly when R is equal to 4 FM, Fermi or femtometer, the nuclear forces becomes nearly 0. So 3 part where R less than R0, potential energy increases rapidly, and that represents the repulsion. And value of R0 is nearly 0.8 Fermi. If you want, you can note down it. Value of R0 is 0.8 Fermi. Okay, this is very important. In 1 mark they explain you to label attractive repulsive forces, negative potential energy, positive potential energy, repulsion. They are charge independent. We learned nuclear forces are short range. We learned how nuclear forces, how the potential energy varies with the distance. They are short range. They are most strongest forces. They are charge independent. Now what is the word charge independent means? Means the nuclear forces between proton neutron or neutron is nearly same. So it does not depend whether it is a proton, it does not matter whether it is a proton or a neutron, because the force of attraction between all are same. Saturation effect, this point is very important. This nuclear forces shows the saturation. So what is mean this saturation means? It means that nuclear forces between two nucleons fall rapidly if the distance is more than few femtometer. It means it can only influence or affect the nucleons which are at a certain range. Again I repeat, why we say that the forces have saturation effect, because the nuclear forces are prominent, or it can affect the other nucleon if it is at a certain distance. When the distances are greater, it will have no influence, and that is the reason that the most of the middle elements, like between mass number 30 to 170, the binding energy per nucleon is nearly constant. So that is the saturation effect, that nucleons can interact only with its neighboring nucleon if it is beyond certain distance. Even though inside the nucleus it cannot affect it, and that is the spin independent. So nuclear forces between two nucleons have depending on spin. So nuclear forces between two nucleons having parallel spin is stronger than that between two nucleons having anti-parallel spin, right? Then exchange force. So nuclear forces between two nucleons arises from a constant exchange of particles called mesons. So you have this proton, neutron, pi minus meson, this is pi plus meson. No need to go in much detail about this mesons, right? Then the last one is they are non-central force and non-conservative. Non-central matlab like they do not act along the line joining the center of two nuclei, and non-conservative means the forces are like gravitational and electrostatic, that these forces are not conservative forces.